mic in front of everybody.
Won't be any fancy starting.
You just 8-1 and carried your ass, and you still lost it for it.
This is how we should start. That's how we start every podcast in St. Louis. That's how we should do it here.
We're not doing that here. That's what separates us. Fuck that.
Mambo number 5?
Hey, what are you geriatric fucks doing?
Hello, man.
You know,
Is that the dude from the bargain?
Yes, the dude from the fucking bar again. What's your problem?
You look at the pisser?
What?
You in the pisser right now?
He's taking a
No,
dump
I'm
while
outside,
he's on
dude.
here talking.
Fucking cars, man. Lights outside in the fucking house, you know.
You're the Gary King guy. You ever seen him post?
I'm fucking out in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. Like, legitimately, I think I'm like 3 stalls away from a horse. It's out there, dude. Like, you guys, who's from Pittsburgh, Gary? Which one's from Pittsburgh?
I am.
Yeah, well, see, then, you know what I mean? You guys got the high-class fucking clubs and the snotty bitches, you know what I mean?
Oh, I live out in the country. No, we don't.
You don't got country in fucking Pittsburgh, dude. There ain't no country.
Yeah, you don't live in
I live the Pennsylvania-Ohio borderline.
I live in
okay.
Pittsburgh.
All right. So you're, like, really close to the fucking Browns. Cleveland Shitbird.
I live, like, probably, like, 5 miles away from the Ohio borderline.
Oh.
So, I live in Beaver County.
What?
I never heard of it. Yeah.
Are you
Beaver
going to
County.
October or what? You just.
I don't know. These guys are having a full-fledged conversation here, so I felt like letting that go through. Welcome to another NLGE podcast. We have Iceman, the new owner of Columbus, right?
Yeah.
There.
Yep.
Reaper, Neil Rambo, Chislett, or as I like to call them, Chicklets.
Suck man.
Omni, and Howie Do, who's fighting the Cobra symbol. But,
Always.
I'll let that go. I thought I'd pose like a serious question on you guys, and I'll give you all a chance to answer it because I'm quite curious to what you guys think. But a goalie from Washington named Corey, he posted an interesting question in the chat box last night about the overall respect that players give each other in NHL leagues opposed to other leagues such as competitive COD leagues or competitive FIFA leagues, kind of like how our format is. Do you guys see NHL, not so much this league, but LG, any hockey league you've played in, is the respect level lower, or is it just a different type of attitude than it is in other competitive online environments? And whoever wants to start off first is good with me.
I'll do it.
All right, all right, Neil.
Well, I've noticed, like, in the smaller leagues, like NLGE, and I've noticed, like, in, let's see, XOHL and GRHL, the respect for each other is really, really good. But when you get in these bigger leagues, well, the only big league, LG, everybody's idiots and assholes. No one's nice to each other, and everybody's about their buddy-buddy system, and if they don't know you, then you ain't going to play, or they're going to put you down at TC, and you're never going to play. LG's ridiculous on that, that standpoint. But all the other leagues are pretty good.
I'll have to agree with him on some of that. LG's I just got called up to the AHL and LG, and yeah, you got a lot of people there that think they're like it's their life to play this game and be good at this game. Whereas smaller leagues, NLGE, I played in almost all of them. I played in that X1 for a little bit until this league started up. Well, actually, that league's kind of shitty too. But yeah, you got more respect amongst players in smaller leagues than you do in the big leagues. Because in the big leagues, they think, they're a pro at playing a video game and, got attitudes about it, especially if they play on a shitty league. And I've been owners in LG too, so.
Just to clarify, Reaper, what league did you say was shitty?
What was the X1HL or something like that?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's like the third time I've heard that this week.
I mean, I played in it until this league started, and I was on a team, and well, when I signed up, people only accepted D players and goalies. So I played D. This is my first 18 off playing. I'm just center. And so I got
Hey Reaper, I can barely make out what you're saying. I don't know if it's the quality of your connection or.
I think it's Iceman's standing outside that bar. You can hear the music in the background.
Hey, don't blame it on me, you fucking dirty cocksucker.
No, Iceman, if you
Just 'cause
have
I'm an-
if you have background noise going on, it fucks with everyone else's speech. That's why everyone mutes their mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
all right, can you hear me now?
Well, then I apologize. I can't help it that, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I wanted to listen to what everybody had to say real quick, and you know what I mean? So I come outside.
Can you hear? Yeah, but you should be able to hear without when you mute your mic.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I can hear you fine. Fine, Reaper. Go ahead, continue.
All right, but anyways, yeah, X1HL, when I signed up, it was probably close to the halfway mark. And on a web page, or when you sign up, they said they're only taking D-men and goalies. So, of course, I played D before. This is my first year season playing as center. So I signed up as a D-man, got put on a team, which, you know, it was like, you know, if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, then they'll be like putting you down, saying shit, and like all that kind of shit. But that went on on 3 teams, because I said trade me, so they traded me to a different team. It was like the same thing. I'm like, holy heck, is this league a bunch of shit? And at least in that league too, the owners of the league, if you had a problem, they were just like they just ban you because you were the problem.
All right. Well, I mean, that's kind of, and that's I didn't really know that too much about them. I didn't really pay too much attention, but kind of getting off topic, exactly what I kind of want to get to, and that's just no, that's fine. I appreciate the opinion. I just want to get to the basic understanding of respect within leagues, because I believe there's a fundamental difference between other leagues and hockey. I believe hockey. Sorry.
I'll say something on that.
Yeah, go ahead then. Sorry, Devo.
I think, to me personally, my opinion, I think it stems from the top up. So if the league management, the league higher ups are demanding respect throughout, you know, owners and players, I think that reflects throughout the league. Obviously, you're always going to have exceptions to the rules and bad apples, and that just is what it is. But I find with the smaller leagues, especially, you don't get that much shit talking because you're forced to hold yourself accountable because people can actually get to you. In LG, there's so many people, for lack of a better term, you can kind of bob and weave and make comments and not really ever have to stand up for what you're saying. But in the smaller leagues, you're kind of held accountable. So you got to hold yourself in a certain standard, that you want to be viewed as. I mean, it really matters. Like I said, also on the other side of the coin, though, when you get big like LG is, it's very competitive, and there's so many people that when you're one of the people that are shining above the rest, it's almost hard not to become that guy, that disrespectful guy, and that just speaks to everybody's each and own character of who they are. You know what I mean? I've been a part of LG for a few seasons now, man, and I get respect from people, even people that I very know, but that's because, I give it. That's just the kind of person you are. But anyway, back on topic, I just feel it really stems from the top down. I feel your league is going to be a representation of the founder. So if the founder demands that type of respect from his players and his owners, that's the type of league that it's going to be. If he just doesn't give a shit, or if it's so big that he can't really keep his finger on the pulse like that, well then, yeah, it spirals out of control. But anyway, that's my opinion on it.
Okay, just to add a little bit more context to what Corey was saying, I think the whole concept of smaller big league really has nothing to do with what I'm trying to get to. It's just hockey compared to any other sport. What Corey was saying is we have more disrespectful players in hockey leagues than any other competitive league out there. Big or small, we're talking about categories here.
Like esports, like
Oh,
college.
no, wait.
Like I'm talking like competitive online communities, like Call of
Well,
Duty,
of course.
like
I mean,
FIFA.
look, and I don't mean to overtalk, but if he can't understand it, maybe league isn't for him. I mean, guys don't join league to just meet people and play randomly. Guys join league because they want to play at a higher level. They want to play competitively. So if you can't handle people being competitive and what gets said, you know, when people are being competitive, then you shouldn't be part of league. It's just that simple. You know,
There's a thing though, like with esports, like Call of Duty and stuff. The reason they have more respect than like hockey leagues, they get paid for this, and they're also under organizations. If they're being dicks to people, it's a bad name for other organizations. So I don't really think it's the same thing, or what he's trying to say is the same thing.
yeah, I'd agree with that too.
There's more assholes on Xbox. We're not getting paid for this. But about the small and big leagues, I think the smaller league gets more respect or has more players with respect because it's the same core community. But if we're comparing it to other esports like Call of Duty, League of Legends, CS:GO, they're getting paid for that. That's their job, and they're under organizations. They can't be going around acting like an asshole.
Okay. Yeah, the sponsorships play a big role in that. I mean, plus the numbers too. I mean, look at the numbers in let's just say LG compared to like a Call of Duty tournament. If you were to go that route, you know what I mean. LG has what 3,000 people. You're gonna get bad apples. Plus, hockey players talk shit all the time.
Well, see, the thing about Call of Duty, organized or not, is I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this. When Call of Duty 4 first came out, we never used to have party chat. You'd always have to get into the game. You always have to hear the other team. So a lot of people forgot what that was like. I remember it quite vividly. You would hop into lobbies, and it would be an onslaught of some dude screaming or some dude telling some other guy he sucks. Or if there was a chick in there, everyone would be ragging on the chick, and you'd have the one dude in there protecting her who was her friend. And when you got rid of that in Call of Duty, you kind of eliminated a lot of the shit talk that a lot of people remember. Like, I know Call of Duty as being probably one of the worst environments for shit talk ever. But after playing the recent Call of Duty, it's like it doesn't feel the same because I'm not forced to be in a chat with these people and actually listen to them.
Exactly.
So I think... Sorry, who's talking right now? I can't see. Or was that Neil? Neil's unmuting his mic.
I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I was agreeing with you. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I just didn't want to interrupt someone if someone had a point there. So I mean, a lot of the back talk, like you said, it goes along with being a competitive league. And it's not to say that other leagues aren't competitive. It's just this is more of an environment where you're forced to talk to people. Things happen. Relationships affect full teams. I don't know if it's that bad in other leagues, but in my personal opinion, I think games like Call of Duty are worse. But they fixed those kind of issues, and it's kind of lost that stigma for shit talking. Fuck, even in Halo, if you're at a party, you're not gonna listen to the other guy. There used to be tons of shit talk in Halo. I don't know. There's tons of shit talk and disrespect in every type of gaming community, and that's how I feel about it. I think it just comes out more in hockey because we all talk to each other more because it's more an interactive sport.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail directly on the head there, Cobra. I mean, with Call of Duty and all that, they don't have a centralized forum where all of them can meet, and if they do, I doubt most of them utilize it. Now, I could be wrong, but with hockey, you know, whether it be LG, NLG, you know, XOHL, it doesn't matter. They all have that centralized spot where every person on every team, whether you're owner or player, can come and meet. And if you think heads aren't going to butt there, then, you know, I mean, but that I always looked at that as it was just part of the league experience. And that was part of what you were signing up for. I mean, either, you know, you stand your ground or you don't put yourself in that position to begin with. I mean, guys, let's be honest. We're all buddies, whatever. But when it comes time to game time and your team and you want to represent your team, you're going to stand on that. And I don't see anything wrong with it. To be honest, I just feel it's part of league and whole. And, that's part of the aspect of league that I love is because it just, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'll mute myself.
That's fine. Anyone else have anything else to say about the topic, or we move on?
No, I think we're good.
We're good? All right. Next important topic. Whose idea was it to make a St. Louis podcast?
Oh, God.
I think that was everyone on St. Louis, to be honest with you.
Well, you just get right to the
I
fucking
kind
point.
of I bring it up once as a joke, and then it kind of just happened. And so I don't know what happened. But, like, it was cool, I guess.
I don't particularly see anything wrong with it. I think every team should do their own. Because let's be honest. I mean, Cobra, when you do these podcasts for the league, obviously every team and every player can't get called out and get the notoriety that they may or may not deserve. And this is no shot like we feel we got slide into St. Louis. That's not what I'm saying, but it speaks to my point why every team should do it. Because, guys, when they play here, they love to be noticed. And even if it's something as simple as your own team podcast and you're showing, hey, I shout you out, it's a good feeling. And it helps build that team chemistry. So I don't think it's a bad thing in that regard. I don't think we brought it off in a bad way. It was just kind of like, hey, we're happy to be St. Louis, and we're happy to be the team, and if, we're going to let everybody know it. And I really feel like maybe every team should do it. I mean, and if they don't want to, they don't want to. But I think it was a great idea, and I hope that we continue with it.
Well, I only do the podcast because no one else wants to fucking do them, right?
Hey, I told you I would do them. I told you I would do them, and you told me no. So I told you I would do them.
Yeah, but actually hosting them requires like a computer and posting it and all that stuff.
I could do it next year. Next season, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Neil, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
I would love it. Yes, I would.
More spotlight for Rambo.
Honestly, though, like, without people doing the podcast and, like, power rankings and stuff, it just makes the league less fun. Like, if you notice, like, LG and stuff, there's not even, like, a lot of media shows anymore compared to what VHL used to have, so I'm glad, like, a lot of the small leagues are doing.
The thing LG does is they do that doghouse where they call everybody out on it. So why would you even pay attention to that shit anyways? It's dumb.
That's the CHL one, right? They used to have one for each league, like the NHL, the AHL, and the CHL.
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. Like, people don't even watch it because it's retarded. All they do is call out people. That's all they do.
Yeah, if you were to watch the AHL one, they actually
Did good stuff.
they actually don't call people out. It's actually like a real show. Funsley and I Love ND actually do a really good job on it.
Good.
All right.
But I think, I'm sorry, I was going to say, but to be honest with you, Cobra, I think more media, more content, I mean, good or bad, it draws people to the site. It gets them looking at the forums. I mean, we didn't try to call too many people out until Debo went on his rant. And then, I mean, we'll try and keep it classy, but we're going to continue to do them each week.
Yeah, did you just call me out by not calling me out? That was
I
like
did.
A roundabout way. That's nice. I like that.
I did.
Yeah, I agree with Howie, man. I think these podcasts are beneficial. I feel that, having a little more organized podcast, the reason, people, when they listen to it, they feel like they're not wasting time listening to it. I think it's beneficial for the site. I think it's beneficial for the league in a whole. I just like it. I like the whole idea about it. I've been trying to get on this whole podcast and this whole media thing for the league for a couple seasons now. I used to link up with Gorilla, and we tried to do it then. At that time, it was all done off of Xbox 360, so it was a little harder. to get everything together. But now with the forum that we have with the Xbox One, I mean, the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned when it comes to media and what we could do and to help the league and all that. I think there's a lot of tools that we could utilize that we're not doing now that would set us apart at the same time, you know, make it more interesting, make people want to come and check it out and be part of that. And, you know, I just think it's like an untapped resource right now. And I
Yeah.
think we should-
Like with the podcast, whether it's like a team's podcast or the podcast for the league, I think we should try to do more stuff and try to make it our own and talk, like, give everyone in the league a reason to watch it, talk about every team, some of their players like that have been doing good that week, some matchups they had that week, not just talk about certain top teams and forget about the ones at the bottom of the standings, because if I was on one of them teams, I wouldn't want to watch the podcast. It wouldn't make sense for me to watch it if you're not going to mention, because a lot of people, like, if it's little kids or like other people, they want to watch the podcast to hear about their team or themselves or anything like that, or even if we can make our own like topic on the podcast, like, and I'm talking about the main NLGE podcast, that would be pretty cool because we could make it our own.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to be honest, Cobra, if you want, man, me and Howie and Chislett, we all got good ideas that we could incorporate into these podcasts, and anybody else who wanted to help out with ideas or whatever to really turn these things into something where people look forward to listening to them. And I just think it could do so much for the league, but also the players involved. And I just think, like I said, it's an untapped resource that we should tap into. So.
No, I 100% agree. I agree that content, there has to be more content on the site, good or bad. I agree with that. That's not an issue for me. It's actually seeing people do it. You know what I mean? Like, we can all sit here and have a great conversation about all the stuff that we need to do for the site and all this great content that we could do, but then actually committing to it and actually doing it is the biggest issue. That's why even in LG, like you guys are saying, the media isn't as good as it's been in past seasons because there's just not enough committed people to get to going with it. Even in the first couple of weeks when we were doing the podcast for NLGE, it was like pulling hair to get people to show up. You know what I mean? Like, I'd send out, like, okay, you want to join, you want to join, you want to join. People would say, yeah, and not show up. They wouldn't accept the invite. Or in a lot of cases, until we fixed the issue, Debo couldn't accept some invites that I wanted to get him into.
Well, you know, I understand what you're saying, Cover, and it's hard to get people to commit when it's the same thing. It feels like the same thing over and over. So then it feels like it's just a bunch of people just bantering and talking, and there's really no substance. If we're trying to give substance for players in the league to listen and want to come listen to, the reverse is the same. You want to be able to have topics that people are going to want to be involved with, that are going to want to talk about it, that are going to say the things that are going to keep those players to watching, you know, and drive that traffic to the site. I mean, you're right, though. It's hard because a lot of people work and they got kids and stuff, so they can't really commit time to that. I'm passionate about it to the point I will commit to it. You know what I mean? But I just got to link up with other people because, you know, more ideas, the better. I'm pretty sure that people are listening to this podcast right now, though, are like, what the fuck is this all about? Cause
yeah, your whole rant has made us lose like 3 viewers. Welcome, Blue Falcon, to the podcast.
What up, Blue?
There goes the fucking party.
Look, in classic fashion, he's on Xbox while he's on the podcast. And smoking.
I just joined, man. Like, what do you want me to do?
Blue, do us all a favor. Turn your camera off.
Oh. Podcast. Ouch, right in the feelings.
Well,
Looks like-
I want to say some
Looks like a
shit,
Chewbacca.
but I'm not gonna.
I'm back.
Classic fashion, he's on Xbox while he's on the podcast. And smoking.
I just joined, man. Like, what do you want me to do?
Who the fuck is watching the podcast in the background? Podcast. Ouch, right in the feelings.
Well, I want. Yo, is this guy running a lawnmower at the same time he's talking, or what? What's going on?
No, right? What the fuck?
Good stuff, Chisley. Good stuff. All right,
And then
Blue.
next question.
Yo, ask me a fucking question, bro. I'm new. I'm new to this fucking podcast stuff. I've never been on one before, so I mean, I'm just curious how this goes.
Okay. How's your? Okay, perfect. Want me to ask you a question? So, what's going on with your GM situation in Dallas?
Oh, first question's going on with Mondada is in my party right now, and he said, "Oh, yeah, Mondada just wants to be a player, man. That's pretty much it. Like we had no drama. It was not we had a falling out or anything. He wants to be a player, and it was more or less that we didn't. It's not that we didn't agree on where we were going as a franchise, but we just that's pretty much it. And we're friends.
So you two agreed to just be friends?
We're always gonna be friends, man. I don't care if he wants to be in my GM or not. We're gonna be friends.
Sounds like it was a bad breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk more about that?
It can't be any worse than Jay Yeti's breakup right now. I mean, there's no way there's a bigger breakup than that story. To deflect from the Dallas situation, our management is absolutely fine. We didn't lose any players over it. Mondada's staying. Coates, Mondada, and JJ Line will still start ruining teams. It's cool though.
Hey, I will say, Falcon, man, I am really, really impressed, dude, and I tip my hat to you, what you were able to do with that team when you took over, and you turned that team from basically a team where people weren't concerned about them to a team that's like, wow, these guys are competitors, and if you don't bring your game, they're gonna walk away with a win. So I tip my hat to you on that, man. I'm really impressed with what you've done there, and I think it's awesome.
I appreciate that, and we have one player from the original Dallas roster on our team right now. Anytime anyone came in our party and was like, I don't like this guy, like I don't like how he does this and that and this, and I was like, trade block, fucking what's up? Better check your fucking logo on the chat box.
Logo check.
Keep on switching guys out, like. I just tried to build a camo team, you know what I mean, and went from there. I don't like the hotshot ego guys, like whatever. You might be fucking super good at the game, but if you're gonna tell me my team sucks, then you're out.
All right. The second question. Walk us through that legacy trade with Winnipeg.
Oh, Legacy's a monster, man. Legacy's an absolute fucking beaut, but. I just felt I shopped him around the league. And I offered him to a few top teams. I mean, I figured that Legacy deserves to be in the playoffs because he's obviously one of the best players in the league. So, I offered him to Nashville. Obviously, I didn't offer him to St. Louis because they traded him twice. So, I mean, why would they want him back? But I told Winnipeg, yo, this is what Nashville's offer was. I offered them to New Jersey. New Jersey wasn't interested. My next step was to offer him to Washington to see who I could get for him. Once I sent Winnipeg what Nashville sent me, I was like, yo, this is what their offer is. If you can top it, you can top it. And that was pretty much it.
What did Squid offer you? I'm just curious.
An angry French defenseman, and nobody I wanted. I asked for two guys off their team. I was like, if you give me one of these two guys, a deal can happen. And Lupak shut it down. Squid was like, all right, I can try to get you one of the guys. And Lupak was like, no, I'm not giving you either of them. I was like, okay, Winnipeg will give me one of the guys that I want. And Winnipeg actually gave me two of the guys that I asked for. He gave me both of them. So I was like, all right. There you go.
Do you feel that made your that trade makes your team stronger going into the rest of the season?
I think it helps out on Lefty and we had Beason quit on us. It's shitty, I know, but he was the goon forward that we had, and like Legacy like stepped in and started playing, but he was not the same forward that Beastnook was with our like chemistry. And I think we got Seabass. I mean, granted, I don't know if people don't like him or not, but Lubov doesn't. I'll tell you that.
He's not a bad guy, dude. Anyway,
no, he's not. No, he played extremely well with us in all of our drop-ins and practice games we had, and he played really well with us. But I really think it does, like with depth-wise anyway. Like depth sucks in the playoffs because there's going to be a ton of teams that just roll the same 7 or 8 guys the entire fucking playoffs when we have like 11 guys that will roll out there like every fucking 2-3 games, which might hurt us, but whatever.
All right. Okay. We welcome a new person to the podcast here. Who is that? Don't F with Fred?
Yeah, man, it's Daniel here. For anyone who didn't know, my name's not actually Fred, it's Daniel.
Okay, well, I was just quoting you by your gamer tag so people understand who you are, because they're not going to know who the fuck Daniel is.
I'm gonna call him Fred, even though I know his name's Daniel.
I just like that picture he's rocking.
Just so you guys know, my name's Ed and not Falcon. Like, so we don't get that fucked up confused.
I'm calling you Falcon. If I see you on the street, I'll be like, "What's up, Falcon?" I don't care.
Just so you guys know, don't get it twisted. Yo, Cobra, did you get tell these guys about my gamer tag change? Maybe my possible gamer tag.
No, I'll let you tell them.
Is it IFR Falcon?
No, it might be Big Plug X2. It might be that. Like I'm considering changing it to it. I'm not sure. I just want a popular opinion on it.
Is it only me and the one other guy?
Wait, what is it gonna be, Falcon?
What?
What is you changing your name to?
Big Plug X2.
Okay.
Okay. So, forget. I won't say it.
It's obviously a joke.
It's. I don't dislike it, but it reminds me kind of like, and I'm not being disrespectful here, Falcon. Please don't take it that way. But it reminds me of butt plug. Like I don't. When you said that, maybe it's just me because I've been drinking, and I probably
said it, not me.
But I mean, it does. And you just don't want to leave that out there, and where people are going to fire that at you. But if you like the name, go with it.
Well, I mean, is there really like how many people in this let's see, like how many people are in this fucking little podcast that even like enjoy?
There are 8 people on this podcast, and about averaging between 6 to 8 viewers.
Like, why are there so many like green people? Like, I'd like to see your name at least. Aaron Jennings, who are you?
Whoa, bro! Don't throw out my government name.
Who was the other green guy? Chislett.
Stop calling him green.
We got Chislett on here. Okay.
All right. Well, since we got the New Jersey owner on, I think this is the first time you've been on the podcast, right, Fred?
Yes, it is.
You are not Fred.
Well, I'm just letting you know. I know something.
Where do you take charge?
He's fucking Okay. So you know.
All right. So welcome to the Blue Falcon podcast. He will be taking over from now on. He'll be asking all the questions.
Okay. I'll ask some questions, I guess.
No, I'm joking.
No. Let me ask you a question. Actually.
All right, fine. Go ahead. Question Fred on his ownership skills.
No, I mean Fred's good to go on his ownership skills. He just needs a goalie. But Fred, is there any team in the East that has a chance at even beating you in the playoffs?
He's gone.
He gone.
You guys made Fred leave. That's dickish.
I didn't do nothing to Fred.
Tampa then.
Oh boy. I'm gonna start practicing.
Wait. What about Tampa?
He's gonna take a couple minutes to prep. So I mean, Reaper, we haven't really heard too much from you this season. What's going on there in Tampa? I mean, I haven't I haven't really heard anything, no complaints, nothing like that. I mean, you guys got High Top, who's your lead goal scorer, I think, in points, and she's also a chick, which is cool.
There's only, what, 2 girls in the league? Well, 3. Falcon. With
Oh,
Yeah, that's funny. When there's only like 1 or 2, it's
Oh,
kind of
shit.
Angie and High Top. So, yeah, I mean, she's, of course, our leading scorer.
real quick, I'll be free back. Like, literally right
Probably best players on the team. She started out on the line with me, her, and Viper, which we were tearing apart. Granted, we wasn't winning many games. Our goalie situations, like, I don't know. I mean, we got good goalies. It's just like, it's like we collapse and fall apart, and just bullshit goals sometimes. Just like, that shouldn't happen happens. And then we switched it. We switched our lines up. So now High Tops with Vlanner and Pink moved up to right wing from deep. And again, we fall short on games. But there's 1 week left, 2 weeks left in the season. Right now we're holding on to the last spot in the playoffs. And playoffs is
I got a
really all that
question.
matters.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that you land that last playoff spot, and I don't know the breakdown of how playoff games are going to be played, but let's say it goes like the past, and you have to face New Jersey. What do you say to your team to get them ready to go against New Jersey? Being an owner, I mean, that's probably one of the most critical things that you have to do this season. I mean, and knowing that you have to go against New Jersey, what do you say to your players to rally them and get them ready for that game to come out on top?
What I would say, and what probably Bonner, who's my GM, and Pink would say, we already beat them once, their top line. So any team can be beaten at any given night. All we just got to do is play smart and, make smart plays. Just all together, just be smart on what you do. Don't give up the puck much. Try to, stop the shots. Breakaways, definitely. I mean, we've given up a lot of odd man breaks or just a lot of breakaways, period. Yeah, we're having a bad season if you look at it on the records, but if you look at a lot of the games that we played, they were pretty close. And there was games that we did get blown out. So, I mean, I'm not pointing a finger at anybody on our team because it's a team sport. So you win as a team, you lose as a team. Not one single person's like the person that's circled for the loss. But hey, we've beaten the Devils once. Their top line too. So, just
Honestly, though, that's true. Any team can beat anyone in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. You just gotta don't focus on the people you're playing on the other team. All that matters to you guys is you're playing 6 people. You don't have to look at who they are. Anyone can beat anybody.
If you look at a lot of our games, like I said, a lot of our games had close, like one goal or 2 goals, but we did have a lot of games that got blown out. I mean, since the beginning, I've made moves. I think a lot of positions got strengthened from the trades. I mean, trade deadline's tomorrow, which maybe hopefully work out maybe 1 or 2 more if needed.
Yeah, speaking of the trade deadline, I'm trying to trade Honcho away if anyone wants him. I know he's my owner. I just want him gone.
Yeah, that probably won't work.
Cobra will take him.
Yeah, right. Hey, did you guys notice this? Nashville, St. Louis, and Winnipeg are in a 3-way tie for first almost.
Almost?
Yeah, because Nashville has 87 points, St. Louis has 86, and Winnipeg has 86.
We're behind on the game on Nashville.
Yeah, but we're also
Yeah, by like a point. So I really don't consider that much. So it's kind of like a 3-way tie. I mean, all 3 teams have 42 wins. The only difference with Nashville is they have an overtime loss. An extra overtime loss, I should say.
Dude, that squid knows how to fucking run a team. I'll tell you.
Yeah, Squid's built a really good team out there.
King Kong snapped that neck.
Fuck my ass.
I'm just getting all the stats here ready.
Yeah.
Columbus has 10 wins all season. Damn.
Yeah. How is the playoff bracket gonna run? I mean, is it just one team isn't gonna make it into the playoffs? And if that's the fact, is there gonna be teams that get byes? Or, I mean, how's it gonna break down?
Basically, I mean, we posted the playoff bracket information already. It's going to be a little bit more structured, a little bit more strict than previous seasons in terms of lines and playing time. The difference is teams will actually be forced to utilize their second line more than just one game. And the other difference being is there'll be 2 byes. So basically the top 4 teams, 2 teams in each division, get a bye week, which essentially is just a shortened week because we're planning to start the playoffs, I believe, the 5th, which is I think that's either a Monday or Tuesday. And then basically that will be the first round. So people will still have, I think you'll still have games Sunday, like a couple rescheduled games to play. And then I think about a day later you'll have playoffs start. And then that'll be the first round, 4 teams. And then we go into the next round where basically top seed will face the lowest seed that's available. And then obviously whoever the second seed will face whoever's left over. And that's pretty much how it'll go. It'll be about a month of playoffs, I think. Yeah, it works out to about a month. Any other questions? Everyone just went quiet. Holy shit. Alright, Fred's back. You there, Fred? Fred, we can't hear
You know
you.
how hard it is to be on this podcast and fucking play hockey at the same time? So hard.
That's why you don't. I can't hear Fred. Why can't I hear Fred?
And neither can I. His stuff's not working, I guess.
God damn it, Fred. Just slap the fucking computer.
Chislett was having that problem too earlier.
Yeah.
Stop fucking muting me, Cobra. I was trying to talk like a billion times and you fucking muted me or something.
I muted you once. Once.
Fucking some bitch.
Fuck me ass.
Yeah, I really hope we don't play like a top team first round of the playoffs because I would hate to like knock out one of the guys that are like Stanley Cup favorites. You know, that would be like really shitty.
Hey, Blue, you got to remember my team only has one original for my team too.
Was that you? You're the only one?
Yeah. Lacara.
Lacara? Well, I can't
Yeah.
count myself because I wasn't an original on Dallas, obviously.
Yeah, you original with my team. You were a superstar, #1 draft pick.
Well, I mean, we could have done some damage, I guess, but we play the same position.
Fred, if you want to click the settings up top and see what your mic is set to, because we can't hear one word you're saying. I see you're talking, but just nothing's coming out. Don't get angry at me. That's what the fuck. Oh shit.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking to Fred. He was giving me some like weird scrunchy face because we can't hear him, and I think he's like drunk. He's like drinking Molson Canadian.
He's straight lagging. You can you can see his video feed in like the bottom thing, and he's straight lagging.
It's a drunken lag.
All right, well, I'm gonna go do some team practices. You know what I mean? We're gonna finalize these lines out.
Oh yeah, we were just about to go over stats and talk shit about the East.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, that's fine.
What?
I mean, that Chris Pondo is out there for any East team to win the title, and that's not gonna happen. The West is way too strong.
Yeah, it's Dallas and New York Jets playing right now. shit.
Jesus Christ, I gotta click fucking everywhere around here. Is there a way to mute my shit from here?
I don't know.
Or that.
I'm about to play some clubsies. You guys go over the stats and have fun.
Alright, Blue, take it easy, bud. Thanks for joining the podcast.
Yeah, I like always.
I think they're focusing on the right side and not
Always super
Really?
important and integral to this podcast.
side too much.
No, you were good. Neil, mute your fucking mic. Thanks, bud.
Is he playing NBA? He better be playing NBA right now.
I love to give him shit. It's fucking great. He's a trooper. There you go. Your boyfriend's calling. Answer. Yes, hello?
That's gotta be Gator. That's gotta be strictly.
Yeah, it's definitely Gator. Hey, Gator.
He's
Later.
taking his mic off. He's like, fuck this. I'm getting real now.
Oh, look, he left, so we couldn't read his lips.
Yeah, right? He was like, no. No fucking, no tampering. No league tampering at this one. I'm out.
How about doing a shout out to the league leaders and points and goals and shit like that? Where are we at with that?
Fuck that shit.
Now that all the
Give me a
stats.
sec here. I haven't actually looked at the league leaders in a long time.
I think Chislett was definitely up there, though, if that's what you're trying to say.
Oh, that's why he wants to talk about it. Because if no one from St. Louis is up there, he wouldn't mention it.
He gets carried. He gets carried by Haxby and Howie, too, though.
Oh, I would mention it. I mean, those guys, they want to be noticed. I mean, you know.
Obviously. I want to be noticed, too, but I'm fucking hella bad at the game. So.
I wouldn't say he was carried by Howie.
No, I'm fucking kidding with you. I watched the St. Louis fucking podcast.
Oh, yeah, you prepared to come on tomorrow?
If we are talking about points, though, and
I'm
Hacks,
ready.
he is the highest point per game in the league, and he wasn't nominated for the All-Star.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a little crazy to me. I mean, what? Let me. That's a good question, Cobra. When you came to decide who would be on the ballot for voting, what is that whole process that you went through
It wasn't me.
to decide?
We didn't go based on the top players. We went based on the top two players on each team. Why he wasn't nominated? Wait, who wasn't on it? Who was saying who wasn't on it?
Haxby.
Haxby? Well, you guys have a lot of good players, and trying to pick two out of like as many good players as you guys have on there is kind of difficult. So there's gonna be some sort of there's always gonna be something where I can't remember exactly what it was that really decided if it was Howie or not, but I know there was a unanimous decision for Howie to be nominated. Again, my memory's a little groggy in exactly what we were talking about, the details, but it was mostly based on statistics, plus minus, games played, points. So I'm not 100% sure why Haxby wasn't nominated over another one of your forwards on the team. All I know is when we voted for the two players that we put forward for forwards.
Okay, I see.
Oh, shit. Mondada said he didn't suck enough dick, that's why.
Well,
That's what
That makes
Mondada
sense.
literally just said. I'll put you on. I'll put the mic on him if you want.
No, I'll pass.
I'll talk to Mondada.
Oh, he said he'll talk to Mondada. I gotta find my speaker. Can you guys hear him? Let's see if you can hear him.
Tell him just go to the fucking site and click the link and you can join.
all right, let's get this show on the
Did you hear
road.
that, Mondada? Come on, Mondada, talk some shit now.
Chisley's here to run us through the stats. Let's go,
Can you
Chisley.
hear Mondada back?
Wait, what?
Mondada, talk.
What's going on, boys? When am I
What
going to
up?
get a podcast, man? I'm waiting. Where's my ticket? And 8 stars? Yeah.
So, go to the site, man. Go to the site. The link to the podcast is right on there. Click it, and you can join.
Oh shit! I guess you do hear me. This is some cool shit. I guess cool. Falcon figured it out yet
What
again.
the fuck? You don't even have my name spelled right.
But yeah, let's get to the league leaders. I mean, let's call them guys out. I mean, they're playing hard, you know, and they deserve some type of recognition.
Well, ironically enough, the person leading
All right,
the
guys, I'm out.
points
Guys,
rate
just so you know, I'm out. Fuck
is
bad.
from LA.
40.
Okay. Put those up again, Cobra.
It should be up here. I'll make my screen the presented one.
Just look at Haxby's games though. That's what confuses me. It's like he has the least amount of games out of anyone in like the top 30, and like just as many points as half the league. That's why I didn't understand why he wasn't in the All-Star game. Like even if you nominated him over me, I wouldn't even have been pissed. It was just weird to me.
Is that Langtot on the top there?
Yeah, I'm looking at his games to see how well he's done. I mean, he's been pretty shitty in the last couple weeks, but he's put up points.
Whatever he's leading, dude. Let's give that guy a round of applause. Yeah, nice job, Langtot. If you ever listen to this, good job, buddy.
Well, he's won a couple hitting awards. I know that, I'm pretty sure.
You know what's crazy is we had Langtot on we drafted him season 3, and we traded him to LA because we just had no room for him, but I liked how he played. And he's been tearing it up ever since. I mean, he's been a benefit to LA. I think they were smart to keep him. So my hat's off to that guy. He's tearing it up. Good job.
Second leader in points is Chislett, or I like to call him Chicklets.
Suck his ass.
Fred's been here the whole entire time. We can't hear anything he's saying. He's good with it. He's having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a conversation with himself.
Chislett, 31 games played, 59 goals, 64 assists, 123 points, 3 points back of the point leader right now. 37 penalty minutes, plus 69. Who's the best in plus minus? You are the best in plus minus. Squid is right underneath you. Trying to figure out how to scroll sideways here. I used to be able to know how to do it. Okay, here we go. You played a game at forward there, Chislett, or is that just like right wing stats for face off?
I played a game on center against New Jersey last week, and like 2 games on D. I can't remember.
3 game-winning goals.
Is that Howie at the number 4 spot, or am I seeing shit wrong?
Here, let me fix it up.
Howie tearing it up, dude.
Am
At the
I really at 4?
spot is actually Hurts.
Well, I seen him on one of them. You were flipping through it. Had Howie.
Yeah,
Plus
I mean,
minus.
maybe plus minus. He's probably up there. Yeah, plus minus. Your team's killing it in plus minus. But I was just going based off points. And you got Bloomquist, Hurts, the great Haxby right there. See, like, you guys have so many, like, good forwards on your team. Like, to just... Like, I understand what you're saying about Haxby, but if you were to break down the scaling, I mean, 4.23 compared to 3.97, that isn't much of a difference, but your plus minus is like almost 20 points more. So maybe that's why you got nominated over him. Because like again, we looked at games played, we looked at points per game, we looked at plus minus. I mean, these are pretty much deciding features if you're really a really good player.
Is that Nasty at 6, 7?
Nasty is at 6, 31 games played, 62 goals, about 102 points, and 3.29 average with a plus 25. But he plays on LA, so it's expected they're going to get a lot of goals scored on him because he's halfway up the ice.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's sad, dude, is because Nasty really did a 180, and I was probably one of the biggest people in his corner. He really, I used to talk to him and tell him, just let your game speak, and for a while he did that, and it was shining. He was somebody, to take serious, and with this Nashville thing, man, it just kind of fell apart for him, and then he kind of went in reverse, man. It was sad to see, man, because Nasty is a good player, but his attitude and the way he plays on the ice, make him undesirable when it comes to being an owner and who you want to pick. If you want Nasty on your team, that's great. He'll get you a lot of goals, but he ain't going to play defense very much. And when you're one-sided that way, and a team knows that, it's not hard to drop a D-man back, cover that slot. Well, now you're not doing much of shit, and you're also crippling your team in the offensive zone. You know, when the other team's attacking, you're not even there. It's like, well, you know, and I'm not calling Nasty out. I just hope that he gets back on that track that he was on, man, because it's a lot of talent just being wasted because, you know, he gets involved in this little stupid shit that he shouldn't be involved in.
Here's a funny statistic. Crazy Ape, 39 goals on 205 shots. Is that good or is that horrendous?
This.
That means he needs to learn how to use the right trigger. Jesus Christ.
By the looks of it, he leads them players in shots, doesn't he? If you click, like from the ones on the screen, he has more shots out of anyone. Yeah.
Look at that number 15th ranked person, not even in the league anymore.
Who is it? I can't even see, dude. I got
Number
bad eyes.
15. Look at number 15. You guys see it, number 15?
I can't really see it.
No.
It's Jay Yeti. And ironically enough, I was actually playing with him yesterday, and we were playing Black Ops 3.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Why did he leave?
Me and Jay Yeti are butt buddies now. Look, I mean, he was.
Why'd he leave?
He acted like a douchebag. He took a situation that could have been handled very maturely, and he blew up and acted like a 2-year-old kid, demanding. And then, you know, when he didn't get his way, he resorted to what all kids do, and that's just name-calling and being immature. I didn't take it personally. I've seen it before. So, like, you know, he pulled me into a party. He was asking me a couple questions. He asked me about next season. And he's like, you know, I hope you don't take any offense. I'm like, well, if I took any offense, I wouldn't be sitting in a party with you. It just comes with the territory. So, but even though he handled the situation poorly, hopefully he'll grow up and learn from it, what not to do next time, so you don't get banned from a site. So hopefully that goes over well. All right, so I mean, who else we got on this top list? Howie's on this top list because he's a beast. Lindros, Suki, JJ, Gabby, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Is that player overrated? What do you guys think about him?
I don't think he is. Not when it comes to him playing on the ice. The dude knows how to play. He's got thumbs. He knows what he's doing, man. I mean, he tears it up in LG. He might be a troll to a lot of people, and that is what it is. But when it comes to playing on the ice, man, he knows what he's doing. That's my opinion. You know, I think JJ, it's not crazy to see him on that list as high as he is. JJ's a good player.
Hey, let's do something different for once. Why don't we look at the goalie stats? We've never really, talked about the goalie stats.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do it. Shout out to Grazer. He used to be St. Louis's Swiss cheese in between the pipes.
Shout out to I wish I could stop a wraparound Grazer.
I love cheese.
Shout out to how the hell did that go in, Grazer? Shout out to Xbox record that, Grazer. Okay, I'm done.
Oh no, Jessica needs to go to bed.
Shout out to Haxby though, for real. He broke a new record on Club Penguin, I think, today.
Hey, we got a special guest in the podcast right now.
Who's here? Oh, who's that?
It's hair.
My wife.
Oh, hello, wife.
Welcome
was that?
to the NLGE podcast, where your husband spends most of his time.
I already know. That's why I went out and I drank.
No, I had to stay home and watch the kids.
Yeah, like a good house daddy. That's nice. All right, moving on with the stats. You want to talk about goalie stats? Well, there you go. Let's do it up. Best save percentage. I guess a bad save percentage is out there. This list is like construed because you have people who played one game up there.
Yo,
for
look at
save percentage.
number 9. Fucking forward.
Yeah, let's go games played. That's more of a teller. Shots against. What do you guys think about this Washington goalie, Corey?
I don't know the guy, so I have no comment.
Well, I mean, stats-wise, he's faced 458 shots in 30 games played, averaging a .788 save percentage, 4 shutouts, 17 wins, 12 losses. On a team like Washington, we're not talking about Nashville, not talking about St. Louis, we're not
Like
talking about...
a good team or no?
Yeah, well, Washington, they've played exceptionally well in the first couple weeks of the season. Like, they had a rough start, came back, did a couple good weeks. I think they're just going like 500 every week. I'm not 100% sure about that, but
his stats kind of look inconsistent. But click on his name, see the goal support he was getting. Like, is he getting goal support? Because if he's not, then he's a good goalie. Like, maybe they're just not playing that great in front of him, or if they're losing games like 6-5 though, like we had when we had Grazer, and I wouldn't say he's that great.
Okay, I'm loading it up right now.
Hey, Chisholm, is it safe to say you're not too fond of Grazer?
I fucking hate the guy, dude. That guy's weird.
I'll be honest. I remember him on DJ Treason's team last season, or in the tournament. And then when I saw him like playing with you guys and Honcho signed him and shit, I questioned it a little bit. Because one, I didn't really know him too well, but I heard some serious stories about him. What did you wanna know, Chislett?
I don't even know if we can do it. I was just gonna see if we can do like goal support. Like if you click on the game, like how many goals were scored for, like if he's losing games.
Yeah, you could do it.
Not that good.
Here you can see it. Pittsburgh, Washington, 3 goals. Here, this game against New Jersey, he let up 7 goals, but still had a .7 save percentage.
If you look though, he's getting like 18, 19, 24 fucking shots a game. That's a lot of shots he's facing in some of those games. Like I don't think a team should allow that many shots consistently on their goalie. So he might be a good goalie.
I know when we played him, he single-handedly kept them in that game. I mean, their offense couldn't do much against us. And
there's a St. Louis game there. See how many shots? Yeah. It's like if they're letting him get pelted with shots, fucking 25 shots a game, that's just them playing bad in front of him, not him. I wouldn't really say it's necessarily him.
Talking about Grazer still, or?
No, I'm talking about Corey. I can't pronounce the last part of his gamer tag, but he's from Washington. The one you said you had no idea, you've never heard of him?
Yeah, I still never heard of him.
Oh, look at this. Grazer, 21 wins, 3 losses.
He did not deserve... No, well, he does deserve the wins, but, like, doesn't do much. Like, so it's just like... No.
We talking about Grazer?
Yeah, Grazer had 21 wins, 3 losses.
Look, I'm going to be honest. And Grazer, some of those games, he won. Okay?
But most of them, he was carried by the forwards and the defense in front of him. And it's just that simple. And Grazer can say whatever he wants. It is what it is, man. When a team can wrap you and see that you can't even get over to that side, they continue to wrap you. That's like the basic goalie thing for me, at least. I would assume. I don't play goalie. Maybe I'm wrong, but a goalie should know and at least be able to see if they cannot stop the wrap. That's one thing, but not to even see that play developing to happen is a problem. Maybe you shouldn't play goalie at that point. But that's just my opinion.
Neil, are you getting kinky with your wife when we're trying to do a podcast here? Because I'm just seeing feet fly everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think Neil is paying attention to it.
I don't know if you saw that, but a random thumbs up just popped out of nowhere.
There.
Well, this is becoming a more fun podcast. Is there any other, I mean, we have Mossman 420. I've seen his name in a couple trade rumors. I don't know why San Jose is moving him.
All I see is June.
I think he has the worst save percentage in the league. I don't know if that's true, but he has a very low save percentage of goals against average.
Yeah, but he's also on San Jose, and he's been pelted with just as many shots as other top goalies, if not even more than Grazer.
With the goalie sets, though, it's hard to tell who's actually good and who's not. It's just from what you see in the game.
He originally started on Tampa Bay. I mean, he's a good goalie, but, I mean, I don't have nothing bad to really say about him. It's just, of course, if you look at Tampa, we let a lot of shots up. And, of course, in this game, no goalie's going to survive facing a lot of shots a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played three games in goal, and I think my record's 1-2. And I faced a lot of shots too when I went in goal.
I played goalie. I think I had like 1 or 2 games. It sucked.
Hey, Cobra, do me a favor.
To play goalie in this game.
Go to Friday, number 12. Is that 202 shots against 36 goals allowed? Or am I seeing shit here? Number 12.
202 shots against.
I can't see it.
That's 16 games played, 37 goals allowed.
On 202 shots.
On 202 shots.
That's pretty good.
Are you saying that because he's on St. Louis?
No, I was looking through everybody on that list.
That Reflex Pro guy looks decent.
Yeah, Reflex Pro is pretty good.
You mean the one that got blacklisted?
Did he?
Oh. Yeah, he's
Bye
not.
bye, Reflex Pro.
I don't know.
Look at Nashville's goalie.
Where's that?
263 goals against is 39.
Yeah, he's played 20 games, 263 shots against, only let in 39 goals. That's pretty good, dude.
He has the highest save percentage.
League? Yeah, he has a high save percentage. I don't know.
I had him on my roster at the beginning of the year, and he wasn't showing up for some reason.
By chance, can you help me up the steps?
Yeah, hold on a second.
All right. I just want to kind of get through the standings here because this is dragging on, and I don't know about you guys, but I get antsy when I'm sitting here for hours on end. Well, unless one of you guys wants to take over, I'll go chill out. Shit. Rambo went to go plow his wife because he just left. There's a cat though.
Yeah.
Cat's watching.
Oh shit.
Dude, who has an orange cat anymore? That's like so cliche. Yeah, don't start making out with the cat, dude. Oh shit. Alright, moving on. Alright, looking at the East here. who do you guys see as being the biggest threat in the playoffs, and who do you see as being the least?
New Jersey, the biggest for me.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, I don't think they've run away
strong.
And the players they've picked up now recently too have made them that much better. I mean, Dark's a great addition to their team. We've got to see him play firsthand.
Yeah, I was sad to see Dark go, man. That dude's a beast.
Jersey's pretty good. Yeah. Well, Buffalo jumped up pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, Buffalo is now 31, 23, and 5, but their win percentage is just above 500.
Well, technically,
last week we struggled. We only won 2 or 3 games, I think, if that.
Technically, looking at that list, the team that is on the up is Columbus. They're on a winning streak. Everybody else is on a losing streak. So
we beat Columbus last week.
Well, they're on that streak. They're on a 1-game winning streak. Everybody else, wow.
Look at Columbus's last 10, though. They're 2-8.
Yeah.
Well, the Columbus owner the other night was like, "Oh, I hope you lose against Dallas," and I'm like, "What? It's not going to matter because it's going to be hard for them to." I don't know. Could they catch Tampa?
I don't know.
Is it possible?
6 wins in 2 weeks is not hard to do at all, but I don't think PGA Reaper is going to go down without a fight.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Reaper?
No, we ain't going down without a fight. I mean, like I said, as soon as we'll make the playoffs and maybe be surprised some people in the playoffs.
Yeah,
because right now you guys are on a losing streak of 6.
You know, I will say, man, Buffalo does not look like a bad team. It's hard to eat when New Jersey had the start that they did. They just fucking ran away with the East. So, I mean, aside of New Jersey, I mean, Buffalo, I think, would be the team to give New Jersey.
I think one of the teams that surprised me this season when I played them was Washington, though. They played really well every time they played me, I think.
Washington's a really good team.
Yeah.
Now, Washington just got a random assignment. And motherfuckers have been shortening down their TC for the last, 2 weeks, and I hadn't noticed. But they just got Tank assigned to their team. Do you think that's going to be a major difference?
No,
Is that your buddy?
it's not going to make a difference.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'd be surprised if Tank even plays.
Even if he does play, I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Right, I agree.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Buffalo Big Dog is also known in IOHL. Then they also have the president in Pied Pipes of the IOHL, and then the founder of IOHL, all on the same team.
Yeah, that's traded for them. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but Buffalo, I think, watch out for them. If they go against New Jersey, I think that series goes a long way. I really do.
Sorry, I have to constantly keep unmuting my mic. Okay. Going here. Let's see. New Jersey's top players obviously hurt. Dirty Dangles. I think Stainless retired due to some blow up there in management. Whatever. I mean, who do you guys think is New Jersey's best player? I mean, is Hertz their best player hands down, or I mean, Fred's a pretty good defenseman. Dark, you guys were talking about, but he only has 13 games played.
I think Hurts.
Well, did you guys see what we did last week? They sent Moja Bless down, and we picked him up on waivers.
And how's he doing for you?
Good. He's doing good.
Well, here's the thing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with that. Hurts is already destroying a league. I mean, destroying what boys team. I mean, he's doing a great job. Here's the thing of what Dark. When you add Dark to the team and they have chemistry, I think they put up the same amount of numbers in IOHL being on the same line. That instantly makes at least that line of New Jersey a scary fucking thing because they have the chemistry and those two players alone to really put a hurting on any team that they go against. And, you know, do I see New Jersey winning the Cup? No, I don't. I just think that the West is too strong, that they haven't seen enough competition all season long that when they actually go against multiple teams of competition, I think they fall. And that's just my opinion. But, and plus I'm in the West, obviously, so I don't want to see New Jersey win it. But, yeah, no, I mean, picking up Dark was probably one of the best moves that Fred could have done for his team, could have done for his star player, because now you're keeping your star player happy. He's got somebody he really is used to on his side, and they'll put a hurting on people. They really will.
I think that New Jersey can win the Cup for sure, though, 100%. And another thing, I don't know if a lot of people know Quasar Flex or whatever. I don't know if they got him in a random assignment or something, but he played with Hurts in LG like 2 seasons ago, so they have chemistry as well. He usually plays a right wing when he plays with Hurts. And they got Dark.
How about this? I bet you guys don't know this. King Manolis is his brother.
They really will.
I think that New Jersey can win the Cup for sure, though, 100%. What the fuck's happening?
Holy shit. Look who's joined the fray. Head motherfucking honcho. What's up, buddy?
He plays a right wing when he plays with Hurts.
I can't hear you, honcho, if you're talking.
Honcho's on the block. Anyway. I think that New Jersey can win the Cup for sure, though. 100%. Honcho, stop watching the podcast, you fucking dummy.
Oh, yeah, let me close that out.
Holy shit. Look who...
Shut up.
Yeah, Honcho, you're on the block. I'm trading you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trading you.
Block all season.
Yo, when are we playing GTA? I know this isn't the time to ask, but I'm asking.
I'm already on, dude. I'm waiting.
Where the fuck's my invite to play GTA, faggots? Jesus.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, Honcho, you need to game share that with me so I can get that because I don't feel like going and spending the money to buy it.
Can't game share with nobody. I stole it off my friend. He's game sharing with me now.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Alright, moving on. Buffalo. Give me a sec here. Top players in Lindros, King Onage, Buis Gorilla, and a couple of their notable defensemen, Strong Monkeys, D-Losh, who's retired, unfortunately. I mean, what do you guys think about them?
I think they're the only team. Their top line can give New Jersey a run for their money. Lindros is solid. He's not real flashy, but he does all the little things right. He finds open ice. He hits the open man. He can actually do some things to help them win. They gave us I think they beat us the last time we played them. Big Dog made a point to remind me that in the chat box. But in a weak East division, I could see them and New Jersey being the only two to walk away to play anyone for the Cup.
I don't know. I really see it being Washington and New Jersey, to be honest.
I forgot about Washington. Yeah,
Buffalo's good, but Washington is really underrated, and I think they could take the East if they're playing well.
I think Washington is mostly underrated because a lot of people go based on how people did last year in last year's NHL.
Yeah, like I remember from way back, like SHL leagues and stuff. I was on his team a couple times. He was never really that great player, but he's really surprising me this season with his points and stuff. And every time they played, me and Haxby or our team, they've played really well, kept it a close game. So I think they're underrated.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, if you look at their stats-wise, 31 games played, 43 goals, 30 assists, 73 points. Now, he's not really in the top lead for point leaders, but on his team, he's a fucking stud. But the plus-minus isn't there. like +4. So I mean, realistically, if you're giving up as many goals as you're kind of giving out, I mean, does that really? I mean, is that a complete player? Can we still judge him based on his stats when his plus minus is only +4?
It depends. Like if they can't play well defensively and get the puck up to the forwards, whether it be the defenseman or the team as like a unit playing defense, or maybe it's even their goalie. Like I still think he's good. And like it looks like that Fuge guy. I don't know if a lot of people know him. He must have got random assigned, but he's from LG and early LG as a good defenseman. So I think if their defense are struggling, they got him and he's playing. He's a pretty good defenseman for this league as well.
Anybody know that guy just got random signed to me?
What's his name?
What? Sorry, who were you just talking about? What gamer tag?
The one I was talking about?
Yeah.
Few checks 9. Whatever. A defenseman on Washington.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I've seen that name around. I think he's been here before. So this isn't his first time playing in NLGE. He was here in past seasons.
Yeah, so like if he's actually playing, he's a pretty good pickup for them. Like pretty good defenseman. He could really help them.
That gamer tag that assigned to me is Samson X84.
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I
He
seen
played in LG. He was Hartford's GM until they collapsed in the middle of the season. He's not bad.
That's what I thought. So I've heard of him. He's not what?
He's not bad. He's not bad at all.
What position does he play?
Forward. Yeah, I believe he's right wing.
Okay, so moving on to New York, where the list starts to get. Now we start to get into the part of the list where the quality is starting to go out the window. Basically, I don't know, man. The player you picked up there, Neil, is probably the best plus-minus player on your team right now.
Yeah.
That's the Kara guy. Is he on New York? That defenseman? I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's really underrated.
Who?
Lacara.
Lacara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good stay-back defenseman. I don't know him as a point scorer, but I know he knows how to play the position.
Yeah, he does.
And that's what you need, though. You don't really need flashy defensemen. I like defensemen like that just stay back and know that they're supposed to play D and stop them from scoring. I like that.
Neil, how's Roman
that
Helmet?
goalie we picked up, he's really
Neil,
good. He
how's
might actually give
Roman
us a
Helmet
chance in the
did?
playoffs.
Neil, did you hear me?
What's that?
How is Neil?
Yeah,
sorry,
what'd you say?
how's Roman Helmet been as your new GM?
My new GM, Roman Helmet?
Yeah.
Excellent guy. Excellent guy. Excellent. Me and him talk on a daily basis. We were freaking out the other day when stuff was sent down and called up. We were like panicking, and he actually personally called me, which was pretty cool. I mean, we talk on a daily basis. We also play other games that Cobra just downloaded tonight. But yeah, he's really good.
Which fucking sucks, by the way. It doesn't even work properly, and I have yet to even actually play it. So the 60 minutes they gave me for free might just go out the window.
It's in the process of being totally done. That's just the beta right now. But you got the full game.
Why do I have Dallas' stats here? Okay, let's put those over there. I know I'm missing a team,
Yeah,
but
but like
whatever.
I was saying, that goalie I picked up, he might actually give us a chance in the playoffs.
No, you would need like 2 completely new lines to have a chance at the playoffs.
What team were you just looking at there? Pittsburgh a second ago? I think Pittsburgh's underrated as fuck, too. They're actually really good. They have some good players.
I'm pretty sure Spliff is leading
two
in
of
the
my-
minus department.
They got two of my old players, the Ploop and Leo treats.
I could care less about Spliff. That guy's a fucking head case. But like, they have some other good players like Letty, Blue Liner, Killzone.
Whatever happened to Ploop and Leo trades? I thought those two were like untouchable for you, Neil.
Well, whenever the first round of people leaving, I traded them away because I wanted to get everybody I knew out of the system, and I wanted to restart fresh, and I wanted to start new. You know, people I didn't know, and it worked out. I mean, this week we struggled a little bit because of losing a couple players, but our lineups were all screwed up. But I fixed it now, and I don't plan on trading anybody else. I want to stick with everybody because I think you need chemistry when you're going in the playoffs. You know, start working everybody out, start practicing. I mean, Cobra knows you should see the team scrimmages we have every day. We have at least 2 before the games start. Everybody plays. Everybody gets along. Nobody hates each other. There's no beef between any players. I mean, I think it's a good group. We just got to get our crap together. For some reason, we can't beat any teams in the West. I don't know what it is, man. West is tough. West is real tough.
Hated. Okay, sorry. Now, moving on to Tampa, I believe we were talking about a high top. 47 points in 24 games, minus 34. PJ Reaper, 28 games played, 41 points, minus 41. And then Ronix, 22 games played, minus 44. Like, Reaper, are you stat padding the rest of the league or something?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Reaper, you're here, buddy.
Like I said, we just let up. I'm sure if you look at our games, we let up a lot of shots, and we don't take many shots. Which I can't talk to my team right now because my Xbox is like screwed up. The voice part don't work, so they're sending me a new Xbox, which then I can start bitching at people.
Well,
Yeah.
you can do that through WhatsApp, too, you know.
Oh, I know.
Alright. Okay, so, I mean, anyone got anything else to say about Tampa? No? Okay, I'll take the silence. Okay, let's move on to the West. Nashville. Your guy's like arch nemesis, apparently.
Solid fucking team. Squid's a great fucking player. I think he used to play defense at one point in LG, but like he's a fucking really good forward in this game. Dookie, I know Dookie used to be like one of our third line players in the NHL and LG. And like this game, it looks like he got a whole lot better at this game compared to the last one too. I think they're a really good team, Nashville.
They're a fucking stellar team. Squid's a fucking awesome player and a great owner.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else is on their team other than Squid. Probably one of your more favorite guys, Lupocalypse now. 22 goals, 37 goals, only 1.9 points per game. So that's a little slacking. Those are some pretty carried stats right there. I mean, do you think? I mean, I know you probably voiced your opinion before, Debo. But do you think Nashville would be where it is right now if it wasn't for certain people in their management, or do you think that that whole team is kind of just a product of Lou's work Sorry. Yeah.
I don't look. I don't have any problem saying this. I don't believe Lou deserves any credit for it. Let's be honest. He's carried in his gameplay just like he's carried as being an owner. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, and whatever, it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm also about giving respect and credit to the people that are doing it, and think for 1 second that any of those big name players that they have in Nashville would stick around if Squid left. You're out of your mind.
I can somewhat agree with you on that, but like I feel like if Squid were to stop playing now, they would stay because they're very high up in the standings. I feel like early on in the season, if Squid left, then the players would leave. But I think Lou still does deserve some respect because anyone that's going to make the commitment to take owner deserves some respect to have to make that commitment and put up with his team, get the lines together. But yeah.
Right, great. He gets respect for stepping up and whatever, but look, whatever. I don't want to turn this into a big drawn-out battle.
I agree with you.
I know. But what I'm saying is, even in all, you know, he gets respect because he stood up, but then he gets respect because he was smart enough to put Squid on his team. In all honesty, I think Nasty pushed that. I don't even think Lou knew about Squid. I could be wrong about that.
Actually,
but
I pushed it.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you pushed it, you know, that helps Lou. You know, because we can look in the past of Lou's teams, and I'm not trying to like hurt this guy's feelings or talk shit about him. But when he comes out with a big head, like he's doing all this and he's created all this for that team, and you're not even giving any love to the people that are actually doing it for you, it bothers me. I've had seasons past where I've shouted out everybody but myself, and that's where we differ. But the thing and the difference of what that was, St. Louis in the past, we had great players, and a lot of that came from you know, legacy and people that I knew and legacy knew. But I still played my role as an owner, and I still had respect as an owner. Those players on that team, I don't know for a fact, and I sound like an asshole saying this, and it is what it is, but I just don't see them respecting Lou. You know, like Chisla said, they would stay because they're so high up, but that's still from a product of what's, you know, Squid built. So if Squid were to leave, they would stay, but it's still something he built. And I just feel that if that's the case, you should give respect where respect is due, and not act like you're doing this and on your back. You know, that's just how I. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Nashville will come out next podcast and say I'm completely wrong, but I don't see it that way. You know, just one man's opinion.
I agree to that to a certain sense, because I remember back in season 3 when Lou was one of the middle of the pack owners. He wasn't up there. He wasn't one of the top teams. He was the owner of, I think, Philadelphia, and they had mediocre results. And I think we had a conversation. He's like, "Well, Cobra," and it was along the lines of building a team and stuff like that. And I don't remember the details, but the whole point was trying to tell him that when you play league enough, you'll get to know people, and when you start to know people, they know people, and it's easier to build a team. When the whole thing with Nasty happened, I told Lou, and I widely reported it, that Nasty is gonna fuck you over. He is, you know, you gotta be careful. He's like, Cobra, I can handle it. Not even week 1 goes by. It hasn't even started yet. I think it was preseason this happened. This whole drama about a trade that Nasty approached you guys with that Lou had said no to prior to. Just gave the first example, the first kind of, the first tear, so to speak, in terms of what was eventually will be happen, which is him being replaced. And I think it was like 2 weeks later, and I remember having Lou in a party or in WhatsApp, I can't remember, I said, "Look, dude, this is what you're going to do, and if you don't take my advice, you're going to lose your team. You need to replace Nasty, and you need to put Squid there." And at that point, stuff had gone so toxic in the Nashville environment where it had been Nasty against Squid, but Nasty had been acting like an immature little kid, so it turned the whole team against him. And I said, "Lou, you're going to lose your whole team if you pick Nasty over Squid, because I know for a fact Nasty's in the wrong." So he's like, "You know what, Cobra, I agree. I think I am going to I'm going to ask Squid if he wants to be my GM." And I'm like, "Dude, he's a great dude. He was my AGM in IOHL. We did a really good job there. We took a team that me and Briggs had put together that was horrible. He came on board, him and Pure, and we made a great team. We ended up going into the playoffs. We ended up going into the second round. We ended up going to Game 7. So it just, from a team that just had no business being in the playoffs in IOHL to going to the second round, to going to Game 7, to almost winning that game. That just shows the kind of AGM and kind of how smart Squid is. So I told him, like, this is the guy you want. And ironically enough, you can see how well that's played out for Nashville.
Right, and you know, that's exactly my point. I think it's a smart move, but you also have to give credit where credit is due. You know, and to sit back and feel comfortable to call out other teams. And it just so happens it was St. Louis that Lou likes to call out because of this whole trade thing. You know, in all honesty, if that was Squid calling people out, I respect that more. Because I know it's just, I don't know. It's just something that irks me. You know, it's irrelevant. But
no, that's fine. I understand what you're saying. We'll move on. We've pretty much talked about the topic. Now we get to talk about St. Louis.
One more thing before we move, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I give him respect for taking the commitment to take owner, because anyone that is able to do that and put up and play daddy daycare with half these fucking players in the league, some people are just kids and you have to put up with them, and that's how it is. So I respect anyone that's able to take owner, and I respect him for being able to bring Squid in and keep him there and letting Squid do what he wants to keep him there. But I don't respect him because every time he goes on the podcast, it's just Nashville this, Nashville that. No credit to any other team, and it's just, I don't like that because it's fucking retarded. Like, he comes on the podcast every time. It's just Nashville beats every team. Nashville's gonna win the cup. Blah blah blah. I'm on St. Louis and I think we have a good team, but I don't sit here and say, oh, we're the fucking best all the time. You give credit. I even give credit to his team for being one of the best teams. Like, he just doesn't do that, and hopefully he'll change that. But that's the thing that just pisses me off about him.
I 100% agree with Chisley. I mean, and that's where a lot of my frustrations come from. If you're not even going to go to the extent of calling out other teams and saying, you know, hey, this team looks good, blah blah blah, you can at least give the benefit to your management. I personally have listened to a lot of podcasts that Lou was part of, and I haven't once heard him call out Squid. Now, I could be wrong and just not heard it, but the fact that you know you're riding this guy's coattails, and this guy is the reason that you have a team in the position that you have, and you don't even shout him out, and you don't even give him any kind of love, is like, what the fuck, man? You know, and that's what irks me. But anyway, moving on to St. Louis. I don't want to, because I'll get on this topic forever and a day. Maybe we need to have a fucking podcast with just me and Lou, and you'll probably have the most views we've ever had.
Maybe he'll just listen to this, and maybe next time he's on the podcast, he'll actually give other teams a shout out, not just his every time, 24/7. Like, there's other good players in the league. It's not just his team. You got to give other teams credit where it's due, and not just everything Nashville. Who gives a fuck? Like, that just makes me not respect the guy. And I don't not respect people unless they're just a fucking complete retard.
Yep.
Okay, who we got? You guys just finally picked up Hammy. I guess you guys are happy with that. He registered as a goalie, but has played games at, what, forward, defense?
D-man.
Okay.
Fucking one of the best in this league, Hammy is.
Hammy shouldn't be signed up as a goalie. I don't know where the clerical error went on that, but he is a hell of a D-man.
Okay, I'll fix that later. Because I was wondering, I'm looking at his games. He has one game played as a goalie, and it's like, okay, why is he registered as a goalie? Okay, who we got? We got Chicklets up there, 31 games played, 59 points. 59 goals, 64 assists, 123 points, second in the league, I believe, averaging just under 4 points a game with a plus-minus of 69. My favorite sexual position. How are you feeling right now, Chisel?
Thud.
I don't know. I don't really want to talk about my team. I just feel biased talking about our team, to be honest. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, look, I will be that guy because I feel.
I like St. Louis.
All right, no, wait. Devo, sorry, we'll let Neil speak on this because Neil's been quiet.
Okay, go ahead.
I think St. Louis is one of the best teams out there, especially in the West. I mean, I think they could beat Winnipeg. I think they could beat Nashville. Everybody just wants to talk about Nashville and Winnipeg, but give St. Louis some love. Jesus Christ. You know, come on.
That's the one thing Lou doesn't do. That's just make me not respect him. It's just all his team. I don't like talking about the team I'm on because I just feel biased all the time. So for another person to
Yeah.
talk about the players the credit they deserve.
I honestly think St. Louis is probably the best team in the West. I'm gonna be flat out straight with you guys. Winnipeg has their flaws, and Nashville has their flaws. If you can shut down those guys in Winnipeg and Nashville, I mean, St. Louis is the team to beat. I'm sorry. That's who my favorite in the West is right now.
Well, you know, if I can bounce off that, I'm on St. Louis. Everybody knows my history with
What's the
them.
deal with Somney? Why is Somney on your roster not playing?
He's retired.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I'm not going to go as far as to say that we're the best team in the West. I think I will say, though, we are one of the best teams in the West. To say that we're the best would be basically disrespecting every other team like Nashville and Winnipeg and even Dallas, who has handed us our ass at times. Be taken away from them. But I wanted to speak on it because Chislet's modest, and I understand why he doesn't want to talk about his own team. I will talk about our own team, but not to the extent as Lou does, because I will extend that love out to other teams. Yeah. But I also respect what our boys are doing here, and I know Chislet does too, so I'm not trying to say he doesn't, but you know, so it deserves some type of recognition. It really does. I mean, St. Louis has been a threat since day one of this league, I believe, and it's awesome to see what Honcho and Howie have been able to do with building this team and keeping on with the tradition of what the team represents and the respect that it has gotten. And it's beautiful to see them create it into their own and really run with it. And now adding on Chisholm as AGM, I think it really makes that management core a million times stronger. And it was already strong to begin with. But
I agree.
So we don't go into any game, no matter what line is out there. They never go into any game just like, hey, we're gonna smash these kids. They go out and they play, and that's St. Louis hockey. And so that's why I will shout out my own team because of players like that could easily just go, you know what, I only care about stats. I don't give a fuck. And it's just not about that. It's never been that way. And so, you know, big shout out to Honcho and Howie and, you know, Chislet and Haxby and all you guys on St. Louis, man, for continuing the St. Louis way, basically. That's all
the question about Howie, I looked at the stats there. 28 games played, 31 goals, 49 assists, 80 points, just 84 shots, so his shooting percentage is fucking great. 56%, or sorry, 56 plus minus. I mean, do you think sending him to the AHL in Season 3 for his development was a good thing?
Oh, my God.
You're an asshole.
Yes, it was.
I wanted Devo to answer that.
Question, man. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. What was the question?
Yeah, ask that question again. I want to make sure Devo actually answers this one.
Okay. Seeing how Howie is ripping it up on your team right now with 28 games played, 31 goals, 49 assists, 80 points.
I already know what the question's going to be. Keep going, though. All right, go ahead.
Do you feel like sending him to the AHL in Season 3 was good for his development?
No, and look, listen, this is something that's real touchy with me because it was never easy sending Howie down. You have to understand that. And Cobra, I like how you brought that out, but you would also be kind to remember when I came to you and I said, is there any way that I could send myself down so we can call Howie up? And you said, no, you're an owner, you can't call yourself down. That's how serious I was about not wanting to send him down. It wasn't a personal thing. It was literally we had so many people, and it wasn't that Howie wasn't as good as them. It was just the way the lines set up at that time. And I regret it.
I hate it. You know, I tell Howie I'm really sorry for it. You know, and I'm not going to take away from the fact, though, that Howie stepped up in a big way in the AHL, and he helped run a team with a guy that I put there as GM that had no experience, and Howie really took that team over, and he turned that AHL team into a fucking damn good team, which is, you know, I just got all the respect in the world for Howie, man. I hate that had to happen, you know, and it wasn't anything personal. If I could have sent myself down, I would have done that in a heartbeat, because Howie is every good as any player in this league to play in the NHL, period. So that's how I feel about it. It is what it is. It happened, and I'm sorry, but he knows it wasn't personal. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to Howie today. So
a lot of the reason I asked you that, and it wasn't a shot at Howie at all. I actually forgot Howie's in the podcast because he hasn't talked forever. I just remembered now that he's still here, or I just saw now that he's still here. I asked you this more or less as a kind of like an inside joke, a shot at got sent down in LG because you needed to
find my confidence. Yeah, I did. I got sent down in CHL, then I get called up. I'm put on Florida in LG, and I you know, it is what it is. I don't know about another league, but whatever, you know. But about that, I mean, that's real touchy for me, because and that goes to speak on any owner. I mean, you come across as an owner situations that you get put in that you really wish you couldn't be put in, but you have to make a decision on. And it may not be the right decision, but you have to go with it. And at the end of the day, sending Howie down was not something I wanted to do, but it happened. We still were able to stay on goal, and I feel that Howie contributed to us winning the cup just like anybody else. You know, so that cup is his cup. Now, he might not view it that way because he wasn't on the active roster per se, but every time Howie played, he produced. But it was just everybody else was producing. And other lines were forming themselves, and it was like, I wanted to stay with a three. This is the thing, and I'm going to kind of throw this back on the league, man, because me personally, wanted to stay with a three-line system. The reason being is it's so much more beneficial for the league. You have 6 more players playing and active in the league, but also it gives people a chance. Well, in this league, it's hard to do that. You are forced, as an owner, to go down to a 2-line system. The reason being is because every other team is just developing 2-line systems. And when that happens, you almost force at that point to do so. And I know anybody who hears me saying this understands that. You know, I wanted to go to a 3-line system. I wish this league was set up for a 3-line system.
If, not to cut you off, if we're going to talk about a 3-line system, see, the reason I find this topic funny, and we have debated about it in the past in terms of expanding the rosters, expanding it so more people will get a chance playing time. The difficulty with that is, and what I've found, and maybe you need to jump on my end of it, because even though maybe your team, maybe a handful of other teams might be able to field a 3-line system, there's still a majority of the league that is not, where we still have inactive players on TCs, where we still have rosters that are not fully complete. Look, we talked about this in Season 3, where you're like, let's go down to a 3-line system. All right, well, so we didn't do that. Let's make an AHL so these guys can play. And then I'm like, well, let's do 10 teams. You're like, no, let's do 20. We have so many people. I'm like, yeah, but how many of those people are actually active? And then what we found out is when we actually put the AHL together, when we put these rosters together, that a chunk of these players were all inactive, or just wouldn't respond, or just didn't give a shit. And that's the biggest issue, and that's what that plagues me today, is I would love to go to a 3-line system, but if I'm not confident that we could pull it off, I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to vote to do it. And I still don't think we're at the point where we can do it. I believe that certain teams can, like yourself in the past, but not every team.
No, I completely agree with you there, Cobra, though, because Well, there isn't enough players in this league to make a 3-line system. Right now, the training camp, like even some of them players are not active. If we were to do a 3-line system right now, we would have to make a line out of them training camp players. No teams would have a training camp, and even then, that line could be inactive.
Well,
not getting the players to play for them. Like right now at this time, I don't think it's the right idea to go to a 3-line system.
Let me interject. I understand this season 3-line system just isn't going to happen, and I understand the politics of it. I get it, But at the time when I was pushing for a 3-line system and I was pushing for an AHL, we did have people to accommodate that. The problem happened when we drug our feet for so long that by the time that it actually came to fruition and actually had an AHL, most of those players were like, "What the fuck? I'm not even getting contacted. I'm not playing." So
we dragged our feet for like 2 weeks. That's not a long time. We had to give ourselves dragging our feet as giving ourselves time to figure out what we're gonna do. And no offense, taking 2 weeks to plan an AHL wasn't enough. We needed longer. We needed more time to find dedicated owners.
Stop you there. I don't want to turn into something stupid here. But the thing is, me and Legacy and you had discussions about an AHL before the season and the draft even started. And we were saying, look, we're getting an influx of... And at that time, you were assuming we were going to get that many more. But we were trying to place something for these players so it didn't end up like it did the season before, where people were sitting on a training camp and not playing, that we had somewhere that they could play that felt relevant to the league so that they stayed and that we could then make the league bigger the next season. But we drug our feet. DJ Treason opposed it, shot it down, so that shot a week because we weren't even talking about it no more. And then we got you to talk about it again, and we finally pushed it. Well, at that time, I mean, players, they want to play. That's why they signed up. And if they're not even getting assigned to a team, they're not getting picked up, they're not going to come and play, and they're not going to check if they're going to come play. They're not going to do that. I know I wouldn't do that. Would you do that? If you didn't get picked up, you're going to come back weeks later and go, "Oh, am I playing yet?" No.
Here's one thing I just want to say on that, though. For one, I don't really think it's the place to talk about a 3-line system in the podcast, but I can see both sides because if a player's inactive and not getting added to a team, like I can see what Devo's saying because like if a player is inactive and he's not getting signed to a team or like put on a team to play the games that he has signed up for, he's going to eventually go inactive because he doesn't know what's going on. No one's hitting him up. But I can understand what Cobra's saying more to the point because I've seen leagues fail and I've seen leagues jump the gun too early with AHLs and everything. And I'd rather us make sure we can do it and have more than enough people to do it to succeed than do it and fail. You know what I mean? It's just going to hurt.
I agree, but season 3 when we had what was our total? Almost 700-800 strong at that time.
No, I mean that was the number of registered members. The actual number, we had something close to 400, something close to 300 or 400 for the draft. We were at the point we had 200 plus players after the draft, and we found that out. Like I didn't really pay attention till late, and I'm like, oh, we actually have way too many people than we need, and that came from an influx. I think the biggest problem with the AHL is just it was the owners. We couldn't find as many dedicated owners, and then even with the NHL losing owners, like that hurt. Like when you're trying to field 10 teams in the AHL and then also try to replace owners in the NHL, it got down to the point by the end of the season we were running out of people. Like we had no one left. I had to take over a team for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing so that everybody understands real quick, and we don't have to talk about this no more. But the reason. I mean, we both wanted the same thing. We both wanted the betterment of the league. What I was going off of was the season before and all the influx of people that were like, I'm not even getting the chance to play. Well, when you have that happen, those people aren't going to return the following season to sign up. They're just not going to. They didn't even get looked at. Nobody's seen them play. They're not going to assume that they're going to get a chance. So it was like, wow, this is the time where we were getting an influx of people, at that time. And it was like, we got to give them somewhere to play where they feel it's relevant and they'll actually get a chance to play, in the big time. In a sense, I was looking out for the league and as well as you were. So we all wanted the same goal. It was just how to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I just didn't want to go through another season where there was 30, 40, 50 some people who never got a chance to play, who never got a look, and then just leave the league. You know, because it was like, I didn't even get to play there. Fuck that.
Yeah, like
I agree.
I just really don't think like if you look at the Moose League, that league's been around for a long time. They've always had an AHL. This season they don't have an AHL. Like I feel like if we would have rushed the AHL, it wouldn't have worked. Like I know you think it might have, but I almost know for a fact it wouldn't have worked. People would have struggled for a while, and they wouldn't have played the
You're
AHL.
right, but the situation, it wasn't like I was like, hey, we need an AHL because we need an AHL. It was, we already had the draft. We still have this influx of people. Where do we go with them? Well, we got to put them somewhere that they can play so that they stick around and are relevant on, you know, with the league at that time. It wasn't like, because I understood the league couldn't withstand an AHL, but at the time and the circumstances it was called, the draft already happened, and we're still getting a shit ton of people. It was like, we got to give them somewhere to play so they don't leave. We got to give
All
these
right.
people.
I mean, look, I don't want to stay on this topic too long. It's already 12 o'clock. Let's you know, we both had our own agreements about it. The thing, I will clear up something with Moose League. Their AHL had issues. As far as I know, they restarted the season because I am part of their AHL, and they now shortened it down. They shortened down the rosters, and they shortened down the owners, and apparently there shouldn't be any more issues. But apparently there was an issue with inactive players. Because what I learned the hard way is it's hard to get people motivated to play for an AHL. There was a ton of players that season that didn't even want to have anything to do with it. Okay, so moving on to Winnipeg.
What I was saying though, I'm just gonna say one more thing. It's gonna take 2 seconds.
No, go
what
ahead.
I'm saying is if the AHL for this league worked for like a week, people would stop playing. People like there's a lot of kids out there who said like, oh, I deserve to be in the NHL. Why am I here playing for the AHL? It just wouldn't have worked. We didn't have I wasn't part of this league, but there's just not enough people in the AHL yet, and there's no point in rushing it. But yeah, moving on to Winnipeg.
Besides the AHL being a shit show, in terms of avoiding forfeits in the NHL part of it, that's where it really became really helpful. Because people had like fucking 40 people to pick from, and it's almost impossible to forfeit when you got that many ECUs. Moving on to Winnipeg. We got Blomqvist, Legacy, Eddie Fistpump, Futuristic, Red Bomber. I mean, they got a bunch of stud names on there. It looks like they've kind of fallen. I mean, didn't they have like a jump start on first place by like fucking 10 games or something?
Not entirely sure. I know they do have a good team. Like Legacy's a good player. I don't really know the Bloom guy, but he's doing really well. I know Futuristic from LG. He's a really good defenseman in LG.
Bloomquist is Fizz. That's their owner.
Oh, he changed his name? Okay, well, I do. He's a new owner, too, right?
I think he owned an international tournament, but don't quote me. I can't remember.
But yeah, their team is really good. And I know a lot of people think, like, I hate fucking Legacy or, like, I don't. He is a good player. I'm not taking it away from him. Just things didn't work out with him here. But he's a good player. That's all I got to say.
We got Choose and Brews, Undershot, Blinken. Hopefully Blinken 24. He's doing all right. I heard he fell off a roof. And he was in the hospital. So hopefully, I think he's back. Hopefully, he's doing all right. Segas the Degas is their number one goalie because he's played 28 games. .76 save percentage, 312 shots against. Which is... Sorry?
No, keep going. No one said anything, I don't think.
Why is Legacy showing up twice on their roster? Dude,
Where?
Legacy shows up on like everybody's roster. I think just...
No, that's players with no games played there.
Oh, for their team, yeah, probably. So, I don't know. Makes no real sense, but alright. Sorry?
Sorry, I thought I was muted. I was talking to someone else.
Oh, Howie's back. Howie,
I've been-
you've been quiet this whole entire time, Buttercup.
I've been letting you guys do your thing. I just wanted to hear Debo. He always apologizes to me still about that AHL shit, so I wanted him to do it on live podcast in front of everybody.
I love you.
Man, you know, I told you back then I didn't care. That shit don't bother me.
The bro love is real.
Winnipeg, dude. I mean, what? You can't say anything bad about what they're fucking doing today. To be
Yeah, they're a
honest,
really good team.
at the beginning of the season, it was like, who's Winnipeg? You know, like, and they made you know who the fuck they were because they did jump out to like a 10-point lead, and I mean, and they just kept going, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome to be part of Western Conference competition level so high. It's great.
Yeah, I mean the fact that all three top teams in the West are all like neck and neck for first, I think, goes to show. Because in the past, there's always been like in both conferences that one really good team that just kind of like passed everyone in the standings. And then when we came to playoffs, you kind of figured like season two it was different because you had Pittsburgh and Tampa that were really good teams in the East. Tampa really became a good team through free agency bidding near the end of the season, which prompted us to do random assignments because we felt like that was becoming an unfair trend. And like Pandora's Savior was a good team. I believe that they beat St. Louis that season for the Cup.
Yeah, and game Washington did. And what's crazy is I didn't see them beating Pittsburgh because Pandora Sabre put together such a fucking solid team. I mean, nobody could beat them this season. And then Washington comes out of nowhere. I mean, they picked up Rav and Dark, and honestly, you pick up Rav and Dark, and your team instantly becomes that much better. But
it was Tampa, not Washington.
Was it Tampa that beat them?
Yeah, it was run by Chelios, a.k.a. Burns, a.k.a. The millionaire doctor, marine slash fucking whatever else the fuck you want to call him.
Chelios, the doctor. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, he's got the giggles apparently. Moving on, we got Dallas here. Obviously, the team you guys are complimenting the most. They just made huge by picking up a lot of good players from Winnipeg. And Seabass, Reggie, and who else they picked? I think they picked up a good defense.
They got King Manolis in that
King
deal.
Manolis.
That's a really strong looking team. And didn't that team get taken over halfway through the season?
No, at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Fisher just kind of like gave up on ownership, like day two.
For how bad that team was at the start of the season, and how it looks now, that looks like it's an actual threat in playoffs. So.
I've been saying that as well. You know, Dallas, if you take them for granted, they're going to make you regret it. You know, Blue Falcon hit the fucking ground running, man, when he took over that team, and he knew what he wanted to do with it, and he did it. So, you know.
With T-Noose, like, I don't know if I'm remembering this right, and if he's listening, he can correct me, like, tomorrow or something, but I'm pretty sure at one point in VHL, like, is T-Noose management in Dallas right now?
Yeah, he's the GM.
All right, so he has a lot of management experience. If he's the one I'm thinking of in VHL, I think it was, like, Season 8, Season 9, or, like, early on. He was the owner of Buffalo at some point. I think it was him. But it might not be, but I swear to God, I think it was him, and he's a very good manager. I think he knows what he's doing.
He talks about his VHL days. He was big into VHL, so I'm assuming you are talking about the one and same T-News.
Yeah, I think that is him. So he's a very good person at building teams. He knows what he's doing, and that Blue Falcon guy obviously knows what he's doing too to turn that team around to where it's at now.
T-News is a good D-man, too. They got, as management, they got 2 anchors on the D. That's critical. That helps a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I think T-News was like a big name back in VHL back in the day when I was first getting into the NHL game and the NHL. Like, he was around a lot.
Yeah, he was. He used to be staff there, apparently.
Yeah, he was a very well-liked guy by the community, too, and he's good at management.
I mean, a lot of people know this already, but I'll say it again. I don't think I think the season 3 AHL would have been, and this is when I first kind of met News, and he didn't really strike me as anything special, but then the commitment that dude put through was ridiculous. Like at some point, I had him doing NHL stuff because he was just doing, like he'd be like, "Hey, all the AHL stuff's done right now, Cobra," and I'd be like, "Okay, here, you want to do this for me?" Just like you're not doing anything right now. Here, help with the NHL too. But I don't think the AHL would have been such a success if it wasn't for him. He played a major role in keeping it organized, helping out teams, and just we had leniency with the AHL that we didn't with the NHL. We gave them, T-News would. I mean, a lot of makeshift stuff, but then again, the AHL was bullshit, and half the teams are inactive. So we had to do what we had to do to get teams going, and he did a lot of good work there, and he put together a lot of good teams. I think at one point he was help running 2 teams while finding management for them while doing all the AHL stuff on top of it. Like, the dude was crazy that season. He was just banging off stuff left, right, and center. So big up to him for that. He's definitely he plays a huge part in the success of season 3. Going forward, I guess Blue Falcon, JJ. What do you guys think about JJ?
I don't really know the guy. I know a couple people on their team. I know King Manolis from way back. I don't know if he's.
I know King Manolis from my first league I was in, GRHL.
OTPHL and VPHL. I don't know if you remember them ones. I think they were ran by like Horton and a couple other guys, but that's where I know him from. I know Reggie Hauser is a name I recognize. Seabass, Coates. There's not a lot of other people I recognize besides like T-News and all them guys that I've mentioned. So I can't really speak on him, JJ guy, but it looks like he's doing pretty good. He only has 14 games played, 34 points. Not a lot of games played, but
Yeah, is that the same Chiefy that won the gold cup or gold medal with us?
Yeah, the one you guys used to complain about all the time. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Way to throw that out on the podcast.
Well, honestly, I flat out told him after. Anyways, I'm like, look, you know how much bitching I had to hear about you guys. Like him and Hockey Dad were like, they had their own whatever quirks and stuff like that, but they were the defensemen that everyone else on the team bitched about the most. To me, they're like, oh, we gotta replace the defenseman, and I'm like, well, there's no trades, and they're like, fuck, why did you draft him, Cobra? Why? Like, just giving me shit for drafting these guys, and we end up winning gold with them because when it came down to clutch time, when it came down to what it mattered, they played good. Hockey Dad played great in the elimination games. Some of them he was shaky in, but I remember the last elimination game we had where I switched him out for the 3rd game because I'm like, here, I'm just gonna, because no one, like, I only played Hockey Dad one game at the series because I felt like he was one of the weaker defensemen, and I'm not trying to call him out. It was just an owner move in terms of who I thought would play better in that situation. And he played really good, and you can't say he didn't. But needless to say, Legacy pretty much pulled us through the whole entire goddamn thing. So thank him for that too.
That's a little fucked up. Because me and Dark Freeze played a role. That's fucked up. Remember that day you called me out? The Legacy won there and I had 8 points. I mean, it ain't about me, but I'm just saying it was a team effort, and that's what I was getting at. But anyway, moving on. Who's under Dallas? San Jose. Talk about them.
Yeah, I think we're done with Dallas. Oh shit, man, you're so salty. Moving on to LA.
Just a quick thing on Dallas. T-News is the T-News from VHL that you remember. Chislett, he just texted me to let me tell you that.
Oh, well, that's good. I wish he was still around in management. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be management in LG, so if he ever wants to do management again, I know he doesn't play as much as he did in the past, but he's a good manager, and he could probably be better than a lot of the guys, and I know Brody and everyone would still remember him. And
well, did he got removed from LG ownership. He doesn't like LG. Like, if you actually talk to him, he detests LG because of something that went down with it. So I don't know if he'd ever even consider being management in LG. I'm pretty sure he was disgruntled when he left there.
I know there was a lot of stuff. I don't really want to talk about LG now, but I know there was a a lot of stuff that changed when it went from VHL to LG. But I know Tinus would agree with the random bans and stuff in VHL, like from Reese and all them guys. They just ruined the league, and people had to move. I don't know what he has against LG, and if it's personal issues, then that's not my part to step in on. But if you ever want to play LG again, there's management spots open. It would be great to have you coming back, or a good manager from the past. So, but yeah, moving on to our league. I don't want to talk about other leagues when we're on this podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind mentioning a prominent league like that self, because you got to remember, like 90% of this league does play in it, and it is relevant. So that's why I really don't mind too much about it. But yeah, let's move on to LA. Let's wrap this up, boys. It's 12:30. I want to actually get some games in before I pass out. So here we go. We got LA. We got Lance. How do you pronounce this gamer tag here?
Langcott? I don't fucking know.
Langcott?
I'm assuming he plays with Nasty. They have the same gamer tag, but what I know from Nasty, he is a good player, but he's a fucking head case. Like, and if he's listening to me, he gotta fucking stop acting like he's top shit. Like, he came into LG with my team, and like my team was built with a lot of people that have been in the community for a while, and he just demands to be a first line player and demands all this shit. And like, out of respect, who are you to say that to like just joining the community? Because like he's not been around that long, but he is a good player. He just needs to fucking grow up and stop acting like he's the best in the world, and like fucking the shit that he does, it just doesn't rub off good with some management in LG and other leagues, and including this one. Kong is a pretty good defenseman. He's fucked in the head sometimes, but he's good. Saying he's going to hit me, and I don't fucking know what that guy does, but he's a good owner. He's a good defenseman. He goes for hits a lot, but he's a good player. I still respect him because he's fucked sometimes.
Well, see, that's the one thing I like about Kong that not a lot of people get. That he, at some point, I think between the transition of season, I think maybe 2 to 3 or 1 to 2, can't remember exactly. He started really believing in the Kong role. Like, he's like, I'm Kong, I'm Gorilla, I'm gonna fucking smash you, and he just loves it. He fucking loves it. He loves laying out people. He loves making clips about it. I think, like, at the beginning of each season, he'll have, like, I think a couple seasons before, he put a clip out of all his, like, top hits. Or, like, I think he has this video of, like, him hitting St. Louis players, and he taunts St. Louis by posting it and shit. Like, he loves to hit people, and it works for his team. In past seasons, not so much this game, but last year, when you played LA, you were ready for a physical game. Like, you knew there was going to be a lot of hits. And the reason they do this is they would wear you down. I don't know how many games I played against LA where by the third period, half my team is broken. They can't skate. They're all skating slow. We can't get into their zone. Their fucking momentum is building, and then they come back and win. And that must have happened on so many occasions where I'm like, this hitting game really does work for them. It's how they've managed to win games. They destroy the teams they play against, hurt their top players, and then they make this great third period comeback where they make some really good passes. They're by no means a shitty team, no matter how their standings look. I think a lot of them are just adjusting to the new game. But last year, I mean, they were definitely a team with a lot of chemistry, and if you played dropping against them, you played against them, you saw that.
Hey, Cobra, is it true that Speedy retired?
Pardon?
SPD, did he retire?
No, he's there.
I heard something retired. I watched him in net, against him in net, and he's actually a pretty damn good goalie. I didn't expect that from him, man, and he really did a good job in net. And then I had heard that he had retired out, so I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I heard the same thing, but no, he didn't retire. And the interesting fact about SPD 911 is what a lot of you guys don't know is he was probably one of the original people to NLGE. He was one of the first people that I had a dialogue with, who I played with in NHL 14. And he was one of the first ones to come on board with League. Obviously, because League was new to him himself. He had a lot of protests in the beginning, but eventually he just kind of went with the flow, and like you said in the beginning of the podcast here, where we're talking about adjusting to the whole league environment, I think that's what he went through. But he was one of the first people I ever met. He was one of the first people to NLGE, and it's good to still have these guys around.
Yeah, I agree.
Just going back to Dallas 1 second, that Mondada guy. He's saying in the chat apparently the team was folding or something, and he did a lot of stuff to keep the team going when Noose or Falcon were MIA, and so a lot of credit goes out to him for keeping the team afloat. I'm sorry if I didn't mention you. I really don't. I can't. Like, I don't know everyone, and we can't mention everyone. Like, especially if we're unaware who they are. We're trying to go through each team and look at the stats and look at who's doing stuff. But if you did do the stuff you're talking about with the management and helping the team afloat, credit goes to you guys. And like I said before, to T Noose and Blue Falcon. And I guess moving on, because he was just saying that in the chat, so I thought I'd give him a shout out for the work that he's doing.
Yeah, no, Mondana definitely played a major role in that team. And it's upsetting to see him drop from management. But when there's a fundamental disagreement about how you're going to handle the team, don't forget Noose. He disappeared for like 5 or 6 days. I mean, I know he was going through some stuff. That's understandable. But I told him in the past, you can't do that. You gotta let people know, like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna take like 3-4 days to myself. You won't be able to reach me. Goodbye. Just some sort of text. A lot of people, I think Mondada was like, I think Noose is dead, because he wasn't around. No one could get a hold of him. He just disappeared. And going from someone who's probably one of the most active people in the community to just disappearing off the face of the map, where I can't reach you, your management can't reach you, players in your team can't reach you, people who wanted players added to my stats can't reach you. It's just, that hurts, and you hear it, and you can see it. So I think that's the majority of the reason Mondada has some disagreements with that and that team.
My God, I just thought it was the best topic ever. You know how like LG does like lines of the week, and they pick like one position from like around the league that did the best? I just thought about a topic called Chislet 19's Mumbo number 5, because there's 5 players. Oh my God.
All right, well, you guys can save that for the St. Louis podcast. I'm going to end it here. It is now 12:30. We have been on probably for like a solid 2 hours, if not more. Wait, 11, 10. No, we've been on for like 3 hours now. So I'm going to end the podcast here, boys. Thank you very much, and good luck with your podcast tomorrow night.
Thank you.
I just